So gonna be doing a full detail on this boat. Gonna be doing a wash, gonna be cleaning it up, getting the mold off, then gonna be polishing, then of course waxing. So anyway, gonna get straight into this. Gonna go show you a few different things. First thing we're gonna do is clean this thing up. We gotta look around and evaluate it, see what's going on with it, and then we'll know what kind of approach to take. So let's get straight into it. So just got finished washing the boat and now I'm about to start waxing and also polishing. So gonna get off some of this oxidation up here and stuff. You can really kind of see from the side. It's kind of dull, but I'm gonna get it back. So I'm gonna go into a time lapse, gonna show you a little bit, and I'm gonna wax the side first, and then from there, go to the top. Okay, so just got finished wrapping up with the boat, and I'm going to show you is that it turned out awesome. So there's no, just like with vehicles, there's no one way to do a boat. There's no one way to do a vehicle. I mean, there's some methods, I guess you're going to say order of operations, that might be the same, but even that can be interchangeable. So with this, went over with a nice polish, and then finish it up with a nice wax. So the wax that'll last is subjective, so it depends. It depends on how the owner takes care of the boat. The owner doesn't wash it off, and he only flushes out his engines after running in the salt water for God knows how long, and then he decides to wash out the bare minimum and barely rinse it off with anything. Then yeah, the salt's gonna corrode. The salt's gonna eat away at pretty much anything and everything. If it's sitting in the water versus if it's sitting on a trailer like this in a dry storage type situation, it's gonna dictate how long, and it's gonna have a effect on how long the wax is gonna last. So if you're wondering, oh man, there's a wax that lasts 6 months, 8 months, a year, what have you, it's all subjective. It's all subjective on the care of the individual's boat and also the practices of the owner. So as you can see, this boat is a classic. It is older, but as you can see, it turned out awesome. So I'm going to show you here. See the reflection. See that. See the reflection in it. So letting you kind of get a good idea of this, so you can kind of see the reflection here of the boat, and the sides turned out awesome. All the old streaks, all the old stuff that was in the gel coat is now out, which you can see it's got a gloss to it, it's shiny. So you're wondering, well, this is another thing I'm going to talk to you about. When you're dealing with a gel coat is a lot harder than a clear coat, but it's a completely different animal, but it has the same effects. Oxidation is due to it drying out. When we're going over and we're polishing it, and then eventually waxing it, when we're polishing it, if you use certain products, yeah, you're going to cut some of the oxidation off, but in other processes, I should say, in other situations, you're using a polish which puts oils back into the gel coat, and it feeds the gel coat, and then it gives you this nice gloss. So then that's protection. The wax, the Canuba, whatever you're using, it's adding protection. So, and it's feeding and sealing those pores in that gel coat. So that's the big difference. That's the big difference in understanding the terminology versus reality and what is actually happening when you're detailing something or waxing something or polishing something or buffing something. So if you remember what the inside of this thing looked like before, it's like night and day difference. Night and day. Night and day. Now the problem is with this boat, it's not draining. This boat clearly hadn't been, I guess you want to say, cleaned or done anything with in a very long time. But 90% of the interior of this boat came clean, and this is reality. You know, this is reality. So owner's gonna have to do something about the drainage inside of this boat, and has nothing to do with detailing. So but for the most part, the rest of the boat did come clean. So I'm gonna let you see this real quick. I'm gonna creep over the edge here. And as you can see where the water is settling in the back of the boat, it's not draining, not doing any mechanical work, not a mechanic. This is detailing. So not going to do with anything mechanical, not going to manipulate the boat as far as drainage systems or anything else in this thing. So cleaned it, polished it, waxed it, did what was needed to be done. At a later time, once the owner does take care of the drainage problem, then we'll come back in and may come back and clean up that last little bit and get out some of that stuff out of the very, very back. But for the most part, boat's done. 90, I would say 95% of it overall is done, except for that one section in the back there. But he is actually going to be re-upholstering it. So that is something else. Kind of keep in mind, he's going to be re-upholstering it. So anyway, hope you do take something away from this video. If you do take something away, understand that detailing is variable. You may run across a boat that needs to be completely compounded. We tend to stay away from having to straight compound boats. If the boat is to the point where it's just chalky and it's white when it's supposed to be red, it's not really worth it, and it's not really worth the time to do it, unless the person is willing to spend the money, you as the client, really willing to spend the money, and you know, it can get pricey. So folks, take care of your boats, take care of it, take care of your cars, take care of whatever you have, maintain it. Maintenance is key to everything, regardless if you're doing anything. Maintenance is key, upkeep. Whether it's your health, whether it's your objects, your investments like boats, airplanes, vehicles, what have you, maintenance is key. So just keep that in mind. Hope y'all enjoy. Be sure to like and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell. And more videos just like this